Hey guys, this is Mr. Serio. I know you're probably expecting to hear Mr. Fuentes, but a little misunderstanding, and that's okay because you got me, and that's all you need. We do not need Mr. Fuentes. I've seen you guys using my strategies anyway, so we are good to go to be super successful today. All right, so we're gonna continue on where we left off on the last video. So we set ourselves up already. We have boxed in, and we just have our integers or our numbers with their signs. Remember that if it doesn't have a negative sign, it's going to be positive, which I'm going to write in just for now. Now, like I talked about in the last video, when it came to working with integers, it doesn't matter whether we were adding or subtracting. The way we figured that out is based on what the signs of our numbers were. So if we had different signs, we subtract our two numbers and we keep the sign of the greater number, okay, for our answer. If we had the same sign, which means either both positive or both negative, we added those two numbers together and we kept the sign that they have. Let's look at this example and let's go and actually do and solve it. Okay. So for example, I look at here, I have a -6 and a +4. Well, I have opposite signs or different signs. I have a negative and a positive. What do? Well, I subtract from the bigger number. I got 6 minus 4. I get a 2. Well, how do I figure out whether my answer is a positive or negative? Well, I keep the sign of the bigger number. In this case, my bigger number is a 6. This 6 is a negative. My answer is a -2. Let's look at a different example. Okay, I have a -5 and a -10. Okay, I have a negative and a negative. They're the same sign, both negatives. So I'm going to add them together. I'm going to do 10 plus 5 equals 15. And because they're both negative, my answer is going to be negative. Let's do another one. Let's do -3 and +9. Different signs. So what do? I subtract. And we're always going to subtract from the bigger number. So even though they're in different order, I'm going to take away from my bigger number. So I'm going to do 9 minus 3. That's going to give me 6. What's going to be my sign, positive or negative? Well, my bigger number is a positive, so my answer must be a positive. If at this point you understood the last video and understood what to do here, you can continue working. We're going to go through an example of from start to finish so you can see what that looks like. So let's say I have -4 minus -3. I remember what we got to do. We have to box our numbers with the signs in front. So I have a -4 here. I have a -3. I need to change this. This actually turns into a +3. This turns into a -4. Box them back up. Okay, we're going to ignore this. We're going to pretend like this is not here. We have our numbers that we're going to work with already. Okay, and this is a terrible erasing job. There we go. So I have a -4 and a +3. These are different signs. So I'm going to subtract from my bigger number. 4 minus 3 will give me a 1. My answer is going to have the sign of the greater number. My greater number is a 4 and it's negative, so my answer must be a negative. Okay, that's one way how it works. Well, the only way, honestly, not one way. Let's try another one. Let's say it's -4 plus a -5. I'm going to box my numbers up again. This is a negative. I have a 5 that has a positive and negative. Remember, we're not looking at that as an addition sign, just strictly positive and negative. We know that to do this correctly, we're going to keep this -4 as a -4. When it comes to this, I have a positive and negative next to my 5. The negative is going to win out. So I keep the -5. I have a negative and a negative, which means they're the same sign. I add and keep the sign. I'm going to add -4, or just 4 plus 5. My answer is going to be 9. They're both negative, so my answer is negative. This is how it works. This is what our understanding needs to be. This is a way that hopefully it's going to help you guys work with integers when it comes to adding and subtracting. If you are still not quite understanding, make sure you come to our office hours, or you can rewatch the video to see if you can understand a little bit more watching it a second time. Hope this helped, guys. I will see you later.